I actually played the first New York Hardcore show that I ever went to, and that was the Birth of Unity show at the Right Track in Long Island. I think it was '85. I was 12 years old, and I was playing Gorilla Biscuits briefly at that time. And my dad drove me and Walter's brother Dylan and my friend Chris out to the Right Track Inn. And I remember he was kind of going through like a midlife crisis. He had a brand new Mitsubishi car that he bought, and we stopped at White Castle, got some of those little burgers, we ate them, got back in the car. Dylan felt sick, threw up out the window all over the side of my dad's new car. He dropped us off, went to the Right Track Inn, and I played with Gorilla Biscuits. And I feel like there was a bunch of bands on that bill. It was Crippled Youth, or no, I think it was Bold and Warzone and GB and Sick of It All. And so yeah, the club I miss most, I mean, definitely CB's was great. I really liked the Saturday matinees at the Pyramid, and the Anthrax in Connecticut was kind of my go-to as well. We'd play there a bunch. But when I kind of was thinking about this a little bit, like, I have a lot of love for the old Ritz, 11th Street, you know, and so I would go in '85, like I've got some ticket stubs of like the Dead Kennedys and, you know, MDC, and saw like Leeway there and saw Warzone there. And, you know, that's where you would see, it was different, it was bigger, but you would see like the Wall of Death. You'd be in that balcony looking down. I remember going to see The Exploited there, and I think like Brian Flagneck came up to me and was like, he's like, you smell that? That's crack. We're gonna go find the dude smoking the crack, we're gonna kick his ass. And I was like, all right, dude, dope, like, crack. You know, I was more like into the stage diving arts. That's kind of where my eyes were. I was looking at that, taking notes, trying to see who had the best stage diving arts. But I think like, you know, Gus Straight Edge was in there a lot, mixing it up. Ray Capo he had a lot of style, some good moves, you know. AJ, yeah, you know, couple good ones. I would say this, Krishna Mike was pretty badass. I remember getting lit up at like the Pyramid Club, being about 13 years old, and just kind of standing there, and Christian Mike is doing his thing, and like just kind of dings me in the eye, and a big black eye from that. That sucked. Never lived in a squat, but Youth Today 1989 toured Europe for about 2.5 months, stayed in many squats. That was my first sort of introduction to squat life, kind of going there, seeing rocks by the window. They're telling me it's for when the cops come so they can fight the cops, and they're tapped into the power and the whole shit. So that was my squat experience. You know, to me, when I look back, like there was different like tiers, you know, like there was like the Petey Hines and the Mackies, who were, you know, amazing, but kind of older, and those bands just seemed bigger and more pro. And, you know, there was definitely like a lot of talented drummers, and Drago and like Andy that played an Altercation. I remember seeing Alan Cage and Beyond playing with like double bass drum, like vintage kit, and just like crushing it. But like my world really was Luke and Drew, you know, and I would watch those guys, and like I would go see them, and then I would try and get better, or try and like steal one of their things and, you know, learn something new. And I feel like we had like a healthy competition going between, you know, Drew, Luke, and myself. So I think those guys, but I think I was thinking about this question too, just as far as like hardcore drumming. I think Armand is just such like a unique dude in his style, and I think, you know, musicians play a lot like their personality. I think like Armand really plays like his personality, and there's not many people that could fill in for Sick of It All and make it work. And he also played on the Straight Ahead album, and it's like that like unique kind of blast beat into like this caveman like mosh part shit is just really special. There was one day, like one Sunday at CB's, where I'm pretty sure I snuck in through the back, because we always had issues getting in or whatever the reason was, but like snuck into the back alley and got it in, and it was fucking oversold out, jam-packed. Warzone was playing, and it was the show where they made these like bright orange shirts, like these bright orange t-shirts that had the cross on it and said Warzone. I feel like everybody had them, and it was just like sweat coming off the walls. Fucking Warzone, top of their game. They played, I think they had the Balancer, they might have had Eloise, and that one, that was pretty nuts. Funniest guy in the hardcore scene was, for me, was a guy named Jay Anarchy. He used to hang with us a lot. Jason Zucker from Forest Hills. Ray Capo being also very funny. My man Charlie Garriga is also quite hysterical. We just played some shows, Shelter just played some shows with Mind Force, who I thought were dope, you know, from New York, and kind of had like Leeway sort of vibe. A band called Fiddlehead, it's cool, someone hit me to them, I like them. A band called Praise, kind of like doing sort of a Dag Nasty type thing. The News with Shelter. Judge, something about Hold Me Back. I just like this tune. It's just like a ripper, and it's got a good mosh part. I like the song Youth of Today with Youth of Today. That or Crucial Times is pretty cool. I guess like I kind of wish that Side by Side made an album. You know, we broke up. I kind of wish that Gorilla Biscuits made that second album, and we were gonna and we didn't. I kind of, you know, this sort of thing. So I would say if you're in a band and you're doing it, try and stay together if you can, and try and find that you know, that whatever it takes to kind of keep going and do something else. That said, maybe it's meant to be, and if you don't have the songs or the band's not that great, then don't make another record.